Are you like us, and do you feel like you are drowning in too much stuff? Well, you are not alone. Today, we are talking about the burden of having too much stuff.
3, 2, 1, sell it all.
Okay, so all of us at some point have dealt with clutter in one way or another. Now, if you are one of those minimalists who they don't have any clutter, I aspire to be like you.
We're moving in.
They would instantly kick us out.
And we're bringing our crap with us. Hey, you remember that song we always sing? It was some comedian, I don't remember who, but he was saying, I got clutter. I got clutter, clutter, clutter. I got clutter. I got clutter, clutter, clutter. I got clutter. I think he sang more lyrics, but we just all sang clutter, clutter. But it's like, it's perfect because it's to the theme of Sanford and Son.
That's right.
And boy, that was, they were junk dealers. And they certainly had a lot of crap.
A lot.
Junk. They had a lot of junk.
Yes. Well, I know that in our life right now, I just feel like we are inundated with chaos. Like we go into the garage, there's junk, and then my nice, neat storage craft room that I worked so hard is now junked up. Because
you can't walk anywhere.
Well, our son moved back from college, and we needed to put his stuff somewhere.
You got to get your own apartment. Get out.
And then just mail and boxes. And I mean, it's like everywhere.
All those magazine subscriptions that stay in the plastic.
I know. I never even read them.
I can Google it.
Well, I mean, but if it is adding stress.
Yeah. You can't even pinch zoom the pictures. And I've tried. So magazines are right out.
I've done that too.
Yeah. Yeah. You're like, good. Oh, that's right. This is paper.
Oh, boy. Our brains are being rewired. Yeah. Okay, well, so let's talk about like the 3 burdens and come up with some solutions to this. So I think the very first and most obvious one is the physical burden.
Yeah. So we've all established that we all have too much stuff in the attic, in the basement, in the garage.
Right.
And what do we do with it all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what are some other, so in the attic, what do you have up there? Like, let's address, like, what is the real thing?
Let's at least admit.
Because, I mean, that's where everything is, but what is there?
Well,
you know what I mean?
Let's admit that out of all the places in our house, that may be the one place that there is zero clutter. Because I think there's 2 boxes to some appliances, a bicycle,
and bed frames.
And
That's it.
And they're out of the way. So when you go up there, you're not climbing over stuff. So yay us, one specific spot is clutter free.
That's right. But just don't look. I mean, the one unlived space that we never go to and never would want to go to.
We're keeping the most
is really
clean.
Nice. But
maybe we should go we're going to go hang out up there now.
Hey, meet me in the attic.
Where's Mom and Dad? You know.
They're in the attic again.
They're going up there way too much now.
Did you see Mom? She came down and went right back up. I don't understand what that was about.
Mom and Dad sweat a lot. Food stays warm up here, though.
What are some of the things, like I know in our home?
Yeah.
Recently, we went through all of the kids' drawings.
I have a problem here because I have to keep all of them. I have to keep all of them.
But when our son would ask for reams of paper, and we literally had
we still have all those reams in a box, thanks to me.
We had at least 200 versions of the Hulk, and then 200 versions of Batman, and then I mean, so we can't keep all 200.
But there's a lot of phases in a Wolverine.
I can see
character.
the phases. Like you can see the growth.
There's character progression. Either his claws are out or they're not. You know? And so, yeah.
But it's a lot.
I have gone through.
We have, yeah.
And I was able to go, okay, those are pretty similar.
Yeah.
Let me put that one to the side.
That's right.
And then I had to think about that pile. And I had to look at that pile. And I had to look at what I had. And I realized, okay, that's good enough for memories.
Yes.
And I guess I really don't need that. It was tough,
okay, but
I could do it.
First off, let's applaud the fact. I mean, that is such a caring parent to treasure something that our child had created years ago. I mean, so.
Because I'm awesome.
Well, I do know that, but.
Best dad ever.
But if you have, there was a big scrapbooking phase where people were taking tons of photos, and I didn't go through that big of a scrapbooking phase.
I think we probably did we get rid of the scrapbooking stuff?
Yeah, I finally did.
Okay, see? Perfect example. Scrapbooking, it was fun for a minute. Got to go.
Yeah. We used to go and get duplicates of our photos.
Oh, yeah. You always paid for doubles.
And then I think for some of our wedding photos, I've got triplicates. And then everybody's like, hey, here's your wedding photos. You want those? It's like, yeah, I've already got a copy. And then somebody else, oh, you want these? Yeah, I've already got those copies too.
Now, we're not really the family that hangs a lot of pictures around the house that way. I'm not sure why that is, but that's just kind of always been. We had kids' pictures when they were younger. And
then I took them down because the boys didn't like.
Yeah, sometimes the boys didn't want to see themselves as little babies up there.
So
yeah.
We did that.
But what if somebody really enjoys there's nothing like holding an actual photograph or a drawing of something.
Well, I'm not saying to totally get rid of that, but do you need to keep all of the negatives, all of the double copies, all of the,
I think I'd be happy with if there were some physical photographs to keep and then have a backup digital copy of that would be fine for me. Because if you did lose the physical copy or something happened to it, you at least have the other for a backup.
This is something that you should probably discuss with your family to see, how important photos are. I have some photos, I can't remember what the tin photos where they were printed onto tin.
You just could say old-timey.
Old-timey photos. But I've got of my family that people they were cleaning out my grandparents' house. They were just going to throw them away. Yeah. And so my mom grabbed them because she knew I loved and cherished old things, which I'm so glad that I have these copies of these tin types that are just
those are priceless.
Super cool.
And you got to keep those.
Yeah.
It's like those tablets I have from my family handed down, the chiseled sayings and things. Those old chiseled Fancher sayings. There's like
almost straight, almost all the time.
Yeah. Son, pull up your pants. Wear a belt. Those old Fancher sayings. They go way back.
Okay, so let's talk about physical items that are not so sentimental that would be a great place to start, like cardboard boxes. Like, we do have a tendency to sometimes hoard cardboard boxes.
Because you think, I might sell this thing and that gives me something to package it in. But you're going to get 24 other Amazon packages delivered in the meantime before you decide. So you might as well
just wait.
Yeah. When you start to hoard cardboard boxes, you probably need to back up a little bit and take some stock. Now, there was a time in our life where we were moving quite a bit.
Yeah.
And in that case, we kept a lot of cardboard boxes around. And that's probably a smart way to hoard if you're going to do it. But now that we've slowed down on that a bit, I don't feel so bad to let that go. I don't feel like I have to hold that. So yeah, those are some small things you can start doing.
So I think another thing, we had mentioned the magazines. There are some magazines that I do still enjoy getting, but I actually have made the point to unsubscribe
Mm-hmm.
from receiving them because, I mean, 6 months would go by and I hadn't even, like
Yeah.
you said, peeled it from the plastic.
Yeah.
So that's when it's like, okay, if I'm not even opening this to enjoy it, it's time for it to go.
Yes.
I think mail is another thing that, I mean, you have no control over. Junk mail, flyers, ads,
Yeah.
all of that thing. Not the bills. You do have to keep the bills.
But do you have to keep the envelope that the bill came in?
No.
Because, it's usually all ripped wrong
Yeah.
and crazy, and it just adds chaos, it seems. So
Yeah.
maybe junk, toss that part and put it in a nice pile.
Well, and then if we go back to our touch it once rule, when the mail comes in, don't just lay it on the counter, which we have a habit of doing.
Yep.
Actually take it to where it needs to go, to its
to
designated
the
space.
inbox.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's right.
How about checking the pantry every once in a while?
Okay.
How many barbecue sauces do I really need?
Hello.
Yeah. 6 ketchup flavors.
No.
You never know what you're going to want. One on each fry.
That kind of is a good segue into the next segment, which is, so you've got the physical burden
Yeah.
of too much stuff, but then now you have the financial burden. So
Yeah.
first you think, I'm saving so much money buying these groceries in bulk, but now I have to buy a storage system
Yeah.
to store all the groceries on.
Yeah.
And then, sometimes you don't get to it. It's expired. And now you've got to
Yeah.
pitch it because it's outdated or it went bad.
Yeah.
So you really, in the end, I don't know if you truly save that much money unless you have like a large family that
Yeah.
is that you're definitely feeding.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's going to be different for everyone.
Exactly.
I know, but I know for us that we're in a phase of life now with our kids where we don't need the, year supply of Lunchables, and
Right.
so we don't. We can do something different, and really, then that goes into a place, and our health is really important to us
That's right.
now, and so bulk buying is probably more likely junk food and things that aren't great for you too.
That's right.
So I mean that could be a burden later when health problems arise and
That's
you
right.
realize I've eaten myself. That's too many bars, or that's too many bottles of barbecue sauce that I probably shouldn't be drinking with a straw.
True story. I think that there's a little bit of a confessional happening
I don't
here.
drink alcohol. I drink barbecue sauce.
Yes. True story.
I drink barbecue sauce. Anyway.
Okay, so we talked about the financial struggle of storing it someplace, but then let's talk about if you are buying too many things, you also have to maintain all those things.
Yeah.
So if it's say an electronic device, you've got to mess with the upkeep.
Yeah.
Or the chargers, you've got to
Every new computer has a new
charger.
connector and all of these kind of things. And we've done things where we've had a laptop go for a long time and then we add some new parts inside them and they'll make them last. You're over there going, try not to yawn. But
you buy a new computer.
Yeah, but there's folks that buy a new computer every year, and then it's like you got all these computers or phones every time one comes out.
Yeah, and the new chargers.
And then you've got stacks of old iPhones, and it's just too much sometimes.
It really is.
Now, I don't know if this matters, but they do make it harder now because they don't really allow you to upgrade your computer. Everything's soldered in there, and so
That's
now
right.
you can't make it last. But
Right.
so they're catching on that we just keep buying, every year anyway. So why even make it upgradable? And it's that kind of hurts us financially because we want to keep something expensive go for a long time. One thing we're not really into are fancy cars or boats or anything like that. But
no, but if you did, where are you going to park the boat
Yeah.
or the RV or,
That's right.
and then the upkeep of
Yeah.
all of those fun things. I mean, I think if that's your hobby,
Yeah.
if you love to fish, I mean, by all means,
Yeah.
go enjoy your life,
Right.
but also make sure that you're not creating too much of a burden
Yeah.
of stuff.
I've also heard
You
the
know.
story where you've bought the boat and it was fun for a while, and then it just sits there and sits there and sits there, and now and you bought the biggest one, but you don't use it as much as you thought you'd use it, and all that kind of stuff. So I mean, that goes for a lot of things. So thinking through before purchasing can help
Yeah.
you unload having all of this stuff around the house.
Yeah. Well, and having more stuff means more that you have to care for,
Mm-hmm.
more that you have to dust.
Yeah.
I mean, like, okay, so my grandmother loved collecting clown figurines. She loved clowns. And everywhere she looked in her home, there were clowns, which good for her because she loved them.
Yeah.
So everywhere that her eyes stopped and rested, she saw something that she loved, but it was complete chaos to me.
Yeah.
And I just kept thinking, gosh, she has to dust all of those clown figurines. And I mean, maybe she would just pick it up lovingly and be like, oh, well,
Yeah.
hey, Mr. Clown.
Oh, Mr. Clown.
I don't know. But I mean,
She was clever with names.
I don't know if she named it Mr.
Mr. Clown 1, Mr. Clown 2. There's Mr. Clown 7 over there.
Now you're just making fun of me.
Yeah.
Well, and I think the most important thing with any financial burden of having too much stuff is that you overspend. So if you are getting stuff that is above your means, that is taking money away from your family, your groceries, the roof over your head,
Yeah.
your retirement, whatever it could be. I mean, I think of those things.
Just for one more thing.
Yeah.
I'm preaching to the choir here.
Oh, well, me too.
I got some things on my list, but
Me
it would
too.
probably be good to go through some of the clutter things
Yes.
and remove them. And we've done that a little bit this week, selling a
bit.
few items of furnitures that we don't need anymore.
That's right.
It's feeling good. So baby steps. We're
I know
slowly
when
doing
that,
it.
when that dam breaks,
Yeah.
I'm like, let's sell it all.
Yeah. Then you get,
I'm
don't.
like, we're getting rid of everything.
There goes the child. But no,
Right.
yeah, we don't really say come back. We're like, so we've said that having all this stuff around can be utter chaos.
Yes.
But I'll dad joke that to say it's clutter chaos, that you've got to think about that. That's deep. That's really deep. Clutter chaos is not what you want in your life. I'm selling it. Clutter chaos. Put
You're
this
gonna
on a shirt.
Put on a t-shirt.
Yeah, and it's in our merch shop that we don't even have yet. Because if I had a merch shop and I'd have to have stock of
Hat
T-shirts and
embroidered.
hats and everything that said clutter chaos, then there'd be more junk in my house. And I can't have that. Unless you want to pay for it. I'll probably find a storage spot for it. Let us know in the comments. Will you buy a clutter chaos shirt? I know for you, when you have too much stuff around, when the one shelf in the kitchen, the catch-all shelf, is stacked to the max, that is never good for you. And I have a much larger, or I should say, I have a much longer tolerance
Yes.
of that clutter staying somewhere. But then I just reached that point where I go, I can't take this anymore.
Well, and I've shared on here before, like I have stopped movies, family time, all cuddled, laughing at a movie, stopped them because I'm not watching the movie anymore. I've got to just clean
Just
up.
started handed out dusters. Just everybody.
It wasn't that bad, but it was enough to where it was like, okay, let me at least get the pizza plates or the popcorn bowls or whatever it was. Let me at least put that away.
Yeah.
Because right now, I'm not even watching the movie. All I'm thinking about is my to-do that is right here in
that's
front
right.
of me.
Yeah.
So I do have that.
So imagine walking around your house, or as you walk around your house and you see these piles everywhere, and you go to your storage room that we built specifically to keep your decor items, and yet you can't even get to your decor items to change out anymore because there's carpet and rolled rugs and old sinks that we've removed, and it's all just sitting there. We should go take a picture of that and show them what we're actually talking about. We're not just making this up.
Oh, no.
There's mic stands.
Yeah.
There's
and we've just moved Tryon back
there's
home,
a refrigerator a little small compact refrigerator in the floor.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a vacuum cleaner in there. I mean, just all kinds of stuff. So maybe 2 vacuum cleaners. Check the picture, pinch to zoom it. So since you can't even get to your shelving, I mean, that just can't make you feel good.
No.
And it's frustrating. And so instead of, now you can't go get a new decor item, you just have to go, never mind, I can't get to it anyway.
Which, that's why behind us, the greenery in that basket behind us is still Christmas greenery.
Oh, Merry Christmas, everyone.
I haven't been able to get to my greenery.
Yeah.
To swap it out.
So we got
to take care of that.
We need to go through we need to follow our own advice and start chipping away at that.
There you go.
Chipping and Joanna.
And I think that it can cause stress and anxiety in people who, okay, so there's a book, and I'm not sure what the book is. I think it's called Margins, and I'm not really sure who wrote it, but the idea is, we have to create spaces, the margins in our life. Like if you think about reading a book and there's the margin around the written or the typed word.
Sure.
And
like a Bible or something.
Like a Bible. And so you're able to actually pause and take deliberate steps to relax.
Yeah.
And I think that we don't allow that in our everyday lives. I think that we've become a culture of filling our calendar and making sure the kids are busy and that they're always involved in sports and activities and shows and music lessons and extracurricular. And are you taking AP classes?
That
and
sounds like clutter as well. There's just a lot of noise.
Well, and then even in our lives, I mean, we're juggling a lot of different businesses and jobs.
Yeah.
And so it's like I'm constantly switching hats to
Yeah.
So I think that physical clutter is a true representation of what's happening in our lives every day. I think that we are all just inundated with so much stuff.
Yeah.
Mentally, spiritually, now physically, that if we don't set those margins aside, if we don't leave
a little room for
some
extra little notes and thoughts and leave time to think about those things. That's pretty good.
We've got a lot more stress and anxiety and people taking, antidepressants because they're burdened with sadness and they're just overwhelmed. And I think that what if it starts with just maybe clearing your calendar and the clutter in your home?
Wow.
Don't know.
If that's, we're not professionals.
No.
But if we all
look. If that promotes stress, then get rid of the thing that is causing the stress.
Right.
So if you learn to tame and tamper those things, then maybe that is the solution.
All right. So let's talk about a few solutions
to
all of these things that we've piled up in our lives, whether we needed them or not.
Okay.
So one thing is go through it all and give it I got to keep it and I can get rid of it pile.
Yeah.
And if you're like me and it's the child's drawings, you might have to put it in a temporary, I'm not sure yet pile. Or
maybe if it's like, okay, I'm not going to throw away all 200 of the drawings, but I can get rid of at least 50.
Or 13. But yes, so when you holding on like I am, and just really keeping those babies,
yes,
get you a must keep pile, and then I can definitely part with this. And then, it's okay if you need a little more time on certain things.
Well, there's the, I can't remember her name, Marie Kondo, something like that on Netflix. She's got the KonMari method or something like that, where the whole idea is you take the item, and if it gives you happiness, if it sparks joy when you hold it or when you look at it, then that's something worth keeping.
Yeah.
And that could be an item of clothing, a pair of shoes, a pantry item. We talked about food. It could be something,
like a chicken leg. I'm going to hold on to
this chicken leg
for so long. It's been months.
It's starting to smell, but I
Stinks,
love
but
it.
I just like it too much.
No, but I think the concept is if it is something that truly elicits an emotion, a positive emotion in your life, then why would you get rid of that? And then why hang on to the thing that when I hold this thing, I just hate it?
Yeah.
So then get rid of it.
Can we talk a side note here?
Yeah.
What else is cluttered in our lives? That Netflix playlist.
Oh my goodness.
How many like movies that we've already watched or TV series we've gone through is still on that list, never been deleted, and so you're just still scrolling through all the stuff watch that. Oh, that one's new, but you know, that's a clutter place too. All right, so we were talking about this while we were making the show notes and discussing this. So think about this. Maybe this can help. Let's say your house is on fire.
Yeah, this is a good one.
But everybody is out safely.
Right.
So we've got that taken care of. Everyone's outside accounted for. And there's 10 minutes before the smoke fills the house and you're unable to go back into the house. So you've got 10 minutes to go safely retrieve physical items that you want to keep.
Right.
So think about all of those things
What would that be?
What would you go in and grab?
That's very poignant.
Yeah. I mean, just walk. You could even walk into each room.
So what if when you're asking yourself, like, if it's something you're not sure, does this bring me happiness or joy, or should I keep this or toss it? You could also maybe ask, would I run in to save this?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. You walk into each room and play that scenario. In this room, would I come and grab these couches? Nope.
No.
Nope. Those plants or the candle? No. I wouldn't do that. You know, I thought about things like our computers, because it has so much information on it.
Yeah.
Your phones and things like that. It's got pictures.
Yeah.
And external storage devices and things like that. Maybe your wallet is important or something like that. And maybe I would run and grab the kid memory boxes, you know.
If you had time.
If I've got in 10 minutes, what could I gather?
Right.
And, you know, probably a lot of stuff in my music studio I'd probably want. But there's probably a few items I'd go, yeah, I could let that burn, and I wouldn't be overly sad about that. So it may be slightly morbid, but also maybe a helpful way to go, would I save it?
I don't know if it's necessarily a morbid thought. I think that it's kind of like a grounding thought, like to actually look at this with brevity. I mean, how serious is this?
Yeah.
Is this worth risking my life to run into a burning building for?
Yeah.
I mean, I think that there's some value to that. I mean, obviously it's a made up scenario, and we are not making light of people. I've got 2 friends who tragically lost homes in their fires.
Because normally you're not going to have any time if your house is really going.
Right.
You know, but this is a way to think about what's most important to what's least important, and to see what you can get rid of. It's okay. Leave the yawns in. It's so normal.
Not.
So other than that, then I would say, why don't you think about, we obviously know you can sell your stuff.
Right.
That's easy. Everybody uses the marketplace and all that kind of stuff. eBay or something, if it's a high quality item, sell it, make some money. But you know, one thing that makes me always feel lighter is to just give things away. Especially when someone needs something And, and sometimes it's fun when you actually know a specific need for someone. You're not just taking a bag to Goodwill or something.
Right.
And, just whatever. That's so easy to do. But maybe you've got a bunch of shoes and there's a ministry in town or something that accepts shoes. Go give your shoes or, something like that. Or physically keep them in your car. And you see a guy or a gal who doesn't have any shoes and boom, I got some shoes for you. The dude's like, I don't really want these. I'm
a size 14. These are kids' shoes.
Yeah. Hey, you got some shoes. Get over it, man.
I think that the idea of giving something away, there's the Swedish death cleaning. Have you heard of that before? Where people in Sweden, I guess, they go ahead and purge their home and give the items that they're going to pass down to loved ones while they are living, because the whole concept is, I don't want to burden you with having to sort through my stuff when I'm gone.
Oh, okay.
I love you so much.
That makes sense.
That I'm not going to it's already going to be tough when I leave this world.
Yeah.
So why make it tougher on you by having you have to go through all my stuff?
Yeah.
So let me go ahead and get through. So as they age, I think that they begin to slowly discard of more and more things of their lives.
Swedish death cleaning.
Sounds like a metal song.
Yes. The new Swedish black metal band, Swedish death cleaning. I like this. I'm going to start a new group. So then that could be like when you might have a family heirloom that you want to pass down to someone, maybe go ahead and give it to them.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, I think that being able to see that person actually cherish and treasure what you've given them.
Oh, instead of dying and then they go, this clown is my favorite.
My mama didn't keep any of grandmother's clowns.
Who would?
Well, people who love clowns, that's who would.
Who loves clowns out there? Give me a comment.
Well, there are obviously some people.
Shut me up. Shut me up.
There's obviously some people.
Yeah.
My grandmother was one.
But yeah, you should enjoy watching them look at your clown collection while you're living.
Or whatever it is.
I knew they would love it. They would just love
He's
it.
back again. The old
Get
man.
off my lawn. They're always on my lawn.
Every episode. Okay.
Leave my clowns in the yard. Those are my clowns. Those were my great-grandmother's clowns. And by golly, you won't take the clowns away from me. Or you could just throw the clowns away. Throw them away. Get rid of them. Sometimes you just don't need them.
If you are battling the burden of stuff, just like us, you are not alone. So hopefully some of these tips not only will help you, but it maybe has given us some ideas to...
Yeah, this show wasn't for you. It was for us, for sure.
Totally talking to ourselves here.
Yeah.
Leave us a comment below. We're always looking for show ideas. We want to make sure that we are helping you out, and we love to hear from you. So make sure to follow us and tune in each week as we put out a new episode.
See you.